Growing up, College Park, Washington Road area, it was like this neighborhood. There was a T, so you had Cannon Road and Arlene Road. So I was, a couple of us was on Arlene Road, and then you had Cannon Road that really teed into it. And so it was amazing growing up. There was this kid, I moved here, I was 10 years old, coming from a small town, South Boston, Virginia, coming to the city. I know other people was like, oh, at that time, Atlanta's country and Georgia's country. But to me, it was a city. It was like the metropolitan, it was like the big lights and everything, coming from where I was coming from. And so it was great growing up. I was the youngest, I want to say at the time, there was like, two others under me. And it was interesting because, best friend, been friends for over 30 years, was my neighbor, had a basketball goal, used to go over there and play, and it was funny because, you see this kid coming from small town Virginia.
Sneakers, cars, leadership. Sneakers, cars, leadership. Atlanta. Built different. Legacy moves. A podcast that goes into the essential leadership skills needed to excel in both personal and professional life. Hosted by me, Dre Hub. This podcast offers insightful conversations on how to be an impactful leader of self and others through influence. We will draw from diverse experience and backgrounds to provide practical advice and engage in discussions on a wide range of topics. Sneakers, Cars, and Leadership promises to be an engaging and informative podcast that equips listeners with the tools and insights needed to lead effectively in all areas of life.
SWAT. For those of us that don't know, now, well, you know what SWAT is. Can you tell me what does SWAT mean to you? What does SWAT mean? What is SWAT first, and then what does SWAT mean to you?
Yeah, man, we take it back to Organized Noise, Sammy Sam, just all of those guys who really helped put, I want to say, Southwest Atlanta, even Atlanta on the map. So we say SWAT, so, Southwest Atlanta too strong. It just represents, certain areas when you think about south of downtown Atlanta, College Park, Bulk Rock, East Point, all that area, Camp Creek area, Washington Road, even going into Tri-Cities High School City, all that is the SWATs. And it's really not just to me, it's not the street, it's not the geography, it's not the city, it's the people. It's just the love that I got growing up and the bonding and the memories, just being for that area. So that's what it means to me.
So, what was it like growing up on the South?
So, growing up, College Park, Washington Road area, it was like this neighborhood. There was a T, so you had Cannon Road and Arlene Road. So I was, a couple of us was on Arlene Road, and then you had Cannon Road that really teed into it. And so it was amazing growing up. There was this kid, I moved here, I was 10 years old, coming from, a small town, South Boston, Virginia, coming to the city. I know other people was like, oh, at that time, Atlanta's country and Georgia's country. But to me, it was a city. It was like the metropolitan. It was like the big lights and everything, coming from where I was coming from. And so it was great growing up. I was the youngest. I want to say at the time, it was like, two others under me. And it was interesting because, best friend, been friends for over 30 years, was my neighbor, had a basketball goal, used to go over there and play. And it was funny because, you see this kid coming from small town Virginia, and I got this two-piece swimsuit type outfit on, and they clown me, man. They really clown me because, Atlanta got swag, Atlanta got style. I didn't have my swag yet. I will tell you, by the end of that summer when I started school, I got my swag. My swag came. I got entrenched in it, and I got baptized in me trying to update my swag. I guess as the young folk kids say these days, your drip. So it was amazing, bonding with everybody. And the crazy thing and the amazing thing is, till this day, everybody on that street, we still cool. We still hang out from time to time. So it's like a forever lifetime bond. And as we talk about this being the documentary, so DOC, even coming in that time, my nickname they gave me was Doc. And I didn't know who Doc was. I wasn't into sports in Virginia because, again, just me and Mom came out here. That's when I got entrenched in sports. I was like, hey, man, you look just like Doc Rivers, who played for the Hawks at the time. And so that was my name. And then I took my first shot. They was like, "But you don't play like him. You look like him, but you don't play like him." So, so it was good, man. And I remember, God rest Quan Willis. Quan really took me on his wing and taught me how to defend myself. Always have my back. Trey, Yende, Jason. Oh, damn, how can I go down the list? Josh. I'm probably gonna forget some people, but it was a lot of people. Wesley, I remember, growing up with him. Um, it was a lot, man. It was a lot. Daryl, I remember Daryl. So it was a lot of man memories from growing up in that street. And then, we had Nick and Trey's baby sister. So it was fun times. It was fun time.
Right. Right. So for the record, the doc in this documentary, is that where you get your name from?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where the name comes from. They say I look like Doc Rivers. I don't see it, but
That's right.
I play like him now. I didn't play like him then, but I had to get my game.
So how was your relationship with your parents? When y'all relocated down to, Atlanta, South, South Atlanta. What was that relationship like?
Yeah, so I think me and my mom just got closer and closer because you think I moved here when I was 10, going on 11, new city. So it was just her and I. We were, staying with my aunt at the time. And it was just the three of us and really just continue to try to ensure that I grew up and the things that they couldn't, not being a father, not being a man, but really making sure that I had those male figures. So from coaching, from deacons in the church, pastors, even some of the fathers in the neighborhood who took some of the fathers under their wing. Um, that was really good for me. My mom really supported that. She worked hard. Like my mom's working 2 or 3 jobs. So, as you think about it, there's a lot of times where, cooking for myself, cleaning, ironing, really learning at a young age. So we both were just kind of holding it down. I mean, at this moment still didn't have a relationship with my father. So it's really just me and my mom.
So I know you're a very prestigious man, being at Sharp, a successful man. But being that you was on the South Side, did you get into any trouble? And because I know these neighborhoods be tough. And if you did, what was the worst thing that you
Oh man, so there's two things I want to say if I want to talk about trouble that I'll say on the record. One was it was fun, but we really kind of messed up. So it was me, Trey, Quan, I think Yende, and I can't remember who else. But we call ourselves trying to build a fort behind our houses. It was a whole bunch of trees behind our house, so we call ourselves trying to build a fort and everything. So we say, cool. But first, we was like, man, there's a lot of leaves back here. We found an open area, it was wide open. So, we started cleaning up leaves and cleaning up leaves. And I can't remember who said it, but they were like, man, we can do this faster. Let's set this on fire. So we set the leaves on fire thinking we can burn them down. Man, that fire got out of whack. So so I called myself trying to run to go get the water hose from Quan and Yana's house. But I'm running with the hose and not realizing how long the hose is. Man, the hose was not long enough. Man, it's just like out of the movie. I was running, it caught, I tripped up, landed. I was like, dang. So next thing you do, man, we were getting buckets and buckets, trying to go back and forth, building a train, trying to put this fire out. And I will say, man, I got in trouble because my mom and my aunt weren't at home, but I got in trouble because my homeboy, he had on these fresh pair of white Air Force Ones. Back then, man, white Air Force Ones, crisp and fresh, was the greatest thing in the world. But because we had to put this fire out, those fresh white Air Force Ones were now black, smut. And his mom saw, man, she got into both of us. Well, that because she had just brought those shoes. So I say that's one. I think another one, we were skipping school. And I can't remember who house. He had just moved to this neighborhood. And we were skipping school, hanging out at his house, playing video games. And his mom boyfriend came home. So we was like, man, we gotta go, man, gotta go. My mom's boyfriend's a cop. Man, as soon as you said cop, man, we ducked out of that house. All I know is we looked back. We saw his mom's boyfriend at the top of the hill with a gun and a police stance in the middle of the street pointing. All I know is I started doing zigzag. Everybody else stopped. I said, I'm out. So they stopped on the side of the street. Man, I'm going zigzag all the way home. I ran home. I turned on the lights off. I locked the door. He came to the door. Ain't let nobody in. I didn't come to the door. I said, that was probably 2 moments growing up that really that got us into some trouble.
He told me about that story. I think that's the guy Cedric.
Yes, Cedric, yeah. Man, we were still in middle school. I want to say it was probably like 7th, 8th grade. When that happened.
All right, so you gave us some good stuff. So what was the best memory of your childhood?
Yeah, I say the best memory was just it's all of them put together. It was just the times that, we would just be walking down the street, going to play basketball and in their backyard. Everybody would come over from all around the neighborhood because he had this half basketball court. Times we would play throw 'em up tackle. We'd be running across 3 yards trying to make a football field. And it's like you could tackle in grass, but once you get to the concrete driveway, it's two-hand touch. So just imagine that. I remember just going up and down Washington Road to Regency Park and Club Candlewood and hanging out there. Those were probably a lot of the great memories. And even then, I know when I moved to Riverdale, Georgia at the time during high school years, still making sure I was coming back and forth because I went to school North Spring, so I had to be back and forth to county to take the magnet bus. So I remember those times still spending the weeks out there and going back and forth. So it was just all of the memories together. I wouldn't say there's one memory that trumps another, but it was just the bonds that we had because we had each other's back. Like I remember times like, one time I got, I say it was a fight, but I don't know it was a fight. I remember, and this again, crying, love or miss him, man. It was, we were this kid that was talking junk to me. And so Quan was like, man, if you don't fight him, he said, if you don't fight him, we all gonna jump you. And I said, well, okay. I remember, man, we were pulling up to the bus. He's about to get on the bus. I said, I can't remember the guy's name, man. All I know is he came up. I said, hey, let me tell you something. Man, I socked him dead in his eye and I was ready to go. But all I know is like Quan took me, threw me to the back of the bus, and man, they just jumped and beat the dude down. And it was like those things where, yes, the fighting and all that stuff, but it was just the brotherhood and bonds that we had and we still have to this day. Just continues to be like the memories that are powerful to me. Even going to high school and all the times that we had in high school in North Springs, a lot of stuff we were getting into up there. But it was just fun times.
Well, okay, so how would you describe a perfect day when you were young?
Man, a perfect day to me is when we would just play sports all day long. We'll go from throw 'em up tackle in the morning to we playing baseball where you got two bases and it looks like a stretched out triangle because you got to run to someone's mailbox as first base, and you go to this pole that's like across the street. Second base, third base, you run down the street to some type of manhole, and then you get back. So it's just how we made up this rectangle baseball field. Playing basketball in Yende's backyard, walking across the river and this makeshift bridge that this guy put in his backyard that he hated us walking over his bridge to get to Harriet Tubman and play football in the snow. We play football in the rain, basketball at Trey House. Like it's just all of those just memories of just bonding, sports, but all the stuff we would do. Just going to other people's neighborhoods, challenging them, playing games.
All right. So this is a great question. What do you think your life would be like when you were old? So when you were young, what did you think your life would be like when you got old?
Yes, it's interesting where uh when I was in middle school and we did this test and say, hey, what are 3 things? Write down what you want to be when you grow up. And I wrote down 3 things. And I look at myself, look back on my life, 2 of those 3 things I have accomplished. And so one was I wanted to be a husband. And one, I wanted to give to a woman and build a family, what I saw my mother didn't have. And then two, I want to be a father, which is what I didn't have. And so that was one and two. And then three, want to be a CEO at the time. And so 2 out of 3, I have accomplished, being a father, being a husband. And that third one, I'm kind of working on, so we'll see what happens in the next 5 to 10 years.